Joining me now is Mario Bautista, who will be back in action June the 7th at UFC 316 when he takes on Marlon Vera. Mario, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Nice to talk to you again, man. You look nice. This is a huge fight. You're just getting bigger and bigger, moving towards that title shot that I know you want. Obviously, we saw what happened. You got the big win over Jose Aldo your last time out. That was all the way back in October. So just want to start with, how's life been since then? What have you been up to?
It's been pretty good. I did like a little vacation right after the fight. It was like a cross country thing. We drove from Salt Lake through northern Nevada to northern California, all the way down to Disneyland, and then we made it back. So that was like our little vacation right after. And since then, just been training. Just been having fun with it, going to practices here and there, and now we're here at the camp and really picking things up.
Nice. Nice. What was your favorite part of that vacation? Anything specifically?
Just being around with my family, just being able to take my daughter to Disneyland, and have her experience that. For me, I'm just holding her hand the whole time, just like on surveillance, just trying to figure out which rides we're going to go to, this and that. But she had a good time, and I was pretty happy about that.
Very cool. Do you ever get any like quiet time to yourself at the house anymore? Like with how busy you are in camp and all the obligations you have, is it pretty much gym and then daddy duties when you get home?
Yeah, pretty much. I get a little bit of free time when I come back during midday, like between practices. The wife's at work and the baby's at school, so I get about an hour each day. So it's enough for me.
Okay, fair enough. Any TV shows or movies you've been getting into? Any suggestions that you can kind of turn me on to?
Anything new? As far as movies, I did go watch that Sinners movie. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't bad. If you've seen From Dusk Till Dawn,
Yeah.
then uh, spoiler alert, it's very similar.
Okay.
So that no, I am rewatching Breaking Bad at the moment, and that's about it. I don't know if you've ever seen that show. It's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good.
Yeah. I'm kind of a TV and movie nut. I've seen anything and everything. I could text you some pretty good recommendations if you're looking for some stuff to get into in your downtime.
Yeah, you'll have to. I like recommendations.
Okay, I'll do that, my man. To get back to your career, a career that's really taken off, man. Big win over Jose Aldo. Reflect on that for me. What are the big takeaways from that victory?
Just being in the cage with someone like not only of that caliber, but of level of fame, a following. Um, After that fight, I seen like a little thing on Instagram that came up like he had like 11 title defenses. And I'm like, dang, like that's crazy. That's crazy. I was in there with someone like that, and to kind of shut him down and stuff. So it just gave me a lot of confidence. I'm able to, once those lights turn on with someone like that at that magnitude, I was able to still get it done. So going into this next one, I feel very confident. Same thing. Chito has a big following. He's well known, and so I think I'll be better this time around.
Would surprise me at all. Did you ever find yourself when you were fighting Aldo just kind of looking at him like, oh my God, it's Jose Aldo, right? It's feeling like it's kind of surreal, right? Because this is someone megastar, one of the best ever, and now here you are going in getting a victory over him. Like, did you ever have that moment when the fight was actually happening?
Yeah, no, it got pretty crazy being in there with him. I just remember specific moments, like after an exchange, I seen like his lip get bloody, and I was like, dang, like we're doing this. And then there was a moment where I got the cut, and it was the first time in a fight where the blood was kind of going into my eye, and it just turned it all gray. And I'm just sitting there wiping it, and I could see him like looking at me, watching me do that. And that's when he started to press forward, and I was like, dang, he's trying to take me out right now. Jose Aldo's trying to take me out. So I was able to survive that and just like get back to what I was doing. So it was crazy. It was a crazy experience.
Scale of 1 to 10, how confident did you feel you were going to get your hand raised before the judges rendered their decision?
On a scale of 1 to 10, you never know with Jose Aldo. I would say like a 7 or 8, because anything can happen. You know, with judges nowadays, what they see. But I felt pretty confident.
Okay, fair enough. Um, I gotta ask you a little bit about the haters, the backlash, and all that stuff on social media. How have you dealt with that? How easy or hard has it been? Obviously, when you get to the level you're at now, you're gonna have people that cheer for you and people that don't, right? Regardless of who you are. But like, what has that been like mentally for you to kind of like see all that stuff and get through it?
Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy, like how big it got, Um, but a lot of the things that kind of make it easy is a lot of these like accounts and stuff that send me messages. If you click on them, they got zero posts, no pictures or anything like that. So it's just like it, at the end of the day, it's just like the internet and it's just words that I'm reading online. Like I don't know. So no one's ever said anything to me like personally or to my face. So it is what it is. It's pretty crazy. I've seen like I think a list of like the most hated fighters. Like I think I won like by a landslide. I think Jamal Hill was like second or something. But um, it's been pretty crazy. I'm gonna have to go back and look at because I know Bo Nickel got some backlash for his previous fight. I have to watch his press conference and see how he kind of dealt with like some of the criticism or maybe some questions they had for him. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's just I have my family, my friends, and none of it matters.
Do you feel maybe extra pressure to fight a certain way or put on maybe like an extremely exciting performance against Cheeto in this next one because of the backlash? Does that even enter your mind? Or is it just like, look, I need to go in there and do a job and just get a victory regardless of if it pleases the fans or not?
Yeah, no, I haven't been thinking that for this fight because I think with Cheeto, he just I don't think he'll allow himself to end up in those spots. Um, like I've said before, like I think like styles make fights and what you're willing to do. And Aldo, like he could have circled off the cage. I feel like I've said this quite a bit before, but he could have circled off the cage. Like that's something I've learned like as an amateur or like coming up in the pros. You have that happen to you in a fight early on, and you go back to the gym and you fix it. And this is like I don't know how long he's been in the UFC or how long he's been a fighter, but he's a veteran of the sport. He's in the Hall of Fame. He should be able to do those things. So, but like I said, with Cheeto, I don't think it's going to be like that. I think Cheeto's really going to bring it and push, and it's going to be an exciting fight.
Yeah, man. The only thing I just wish this was a 5 round fight. Like, does that matter as far as like your game plan with him, or do you think it maybe gives you a benefit versus with his style versus yours in this one?
I wouldn't mind a 5 round fight, but I think definitely three works out in my favor because he starts to bring it on three, four, and five. You know, um, yeah. With Aldo, I wish it was maybe like a 5 rounder. That would have been better. But with Cheeto, I like the 3 round fight.
Okay. One last question just about like fans and negativity and all that. I'm curious your thoughts on this. Obviously, you see someone like Sean Strickland who welcomes anyone to come in and want to spar with him, right? Like if someone was to show up at the lab and want to spar with you, like you seem like maybe like not that kind of guy. Like you would, I don't know. Tell me your thoughts on that. Would you ever spar someone that wasn't like a credentialed fighter or like a training partner? Is that something you've ever thought about?
Um, no, because at the end of the day, it's just kind of silly. Like I don't know. It depends. Depends. Maybe if the guy was my size, maybe I would. But Strickland can take on anyone from like the biggest guys to like the smallest. So I don't know. At the end of the day, like I said, it's just kind of silly, and I don't even know if my coach would even like allow that, not unless that guy really just ran his mouth. But I don't know. Sign a waiver and we could have some fun.
Has there ever been anyone to show up at the gym like that? Because it's happened a few times at Extreme Couture.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Extreme Couture kind of allows that. No, I don't think we've had some characters come into the gym and not want to fight, like the fighters or anything, but just been around the gym and coach kind of like weeds them out. So I don't know if that would ever happen at the gym. It's really family oriented, so I don't know if that would be the spot.
Okay. Yeah, understood. Tell me, man, as far as this camp goes, what kind of preparations are you going to be focusing on to get ready for Cheeto? Is there certain guys that can kind of mimic him more than others?
Uh, yeah, we're just looking for like the guys that are a little bit more rangier with their attacks, good kicks up the middle. Um, guys like just really digging deep, pushing forward, like having like a fighter's like mentality, attitude. Those are the kind of things we're looking for in this camp. And then just being in shape, being ready, because um, I think Chito is always on point. So just being ready for a hard 3 round fight.
I would imagine that you're probably, I mean, obviously, as a mixed martial artist, you got to focus on everything, but I'm imagining you're probably spending a lot more time on the stand-up side of things, striking, right? Has that been the primary focus for this particular fight? Can't imagine you think he's going to be shooting and trying to take you down.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I don't think so. Honestly, for this fight, I've just been working everything: striking, grappling, wrestling. That's the way I like to train. I like to have like my options open, and just in case one thing, I break my hand or something, I got to wrestle or whatever it may be. So I'm focusing on all aspects of the sport: wrestling, jujitsu, striking, good conditioning, diet. Resting well. I'm just trying to be on top of everything for this one.
Where do you think he's the most dangerous? Is there a certain area, even in just like the stand up, is like you got to be in a certain like range of him to make sure that he doesn't kind of get off and do what he's best at?
Yeah, I definitely think his stand up. That's where I think that's where he does his best work. He's dangerous on the ground as well. He has good jujitsu, um, and but I think his weak point is his wrestling. So I think he's going to try to keep it standing for as long as he can and try to get off some kicks and some good counter punching.
Obviously he has lost 2 fights in a row. It's been to, guys that are the top of the division, Figueredo, Sean O'Malley. Losing to those guys, you really can't hang your head too much. But do you feel like he's going to come in with a sense of urgency and maybe more of a chip on his shoulder to really kind of prove a point and maybe put you out?
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting that, because he just has like an issue with kind of starting out slow, like losing like the first or second round or whatever it may be, and then he comes on at the end. So, I'm prepared for anything. I'm prepared for him to come out hot that first round and then have it like a tough fight. Or if not, if he's going to start off slow, what I'm going to do is my own pace, and I'm whatever's going to happen, I'm ready for.
And I guess he looking at his record, I guess he does have more submission wins than TKO knockouts. That's surprising to me. But with a guy like you, is it safe to say that you're going to have a significant advantage if this does hit the ground?
Yeah, I think my jujitsu can definitely match his, and and my wrestling. I think that's something he doesn't really have that I have. So yeah, I'm prepared for wherever it goes.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. Is like with your wrestling and being able to control guys, that's something that he probably wants to stay away from, right? And maybe stay at range and maybe kind of outpoint you to win a decision. Do you think that's maybe what he's thinking is his safest course to a victory?
No, I don't think he can outpoint me. No, usually what happens with guys is he just starts landing pretty good shots, and they're losing that, so they take him down, and then they get caught into like a submission, and they're not even jujitsu savvy. So like I said, I'm prepared for anything. I don't think he's going to outpoint me. I think he's gonna start feeling like he's falling behind. He's going to start pressing forward, and then who knows? We'll take him down, beat him up, standing up. I feel like I'm better than him in most areas.
Have you seen the odds? Do you know what the odds are for this fight?
I have not.
Do you
No.
pay attention to that stuff? Do you look?
And not really. No, no. I usually wait until like probably fight week. I'll probably see it like a little bit more, but I don't look it up too early.
What would you guess the odds are?
I'm not sure. I would think I'm the favorite since I'm on a 7 fight win streak and he's on a 2 fight lose streak. Yeah, I wouldn't be sure the odds, but I'm hoping I'm the favorite.
Yeah, you're a minus 300 favorite. He's plus 250 as an underdog.
Dang.
So it's a pretty substantial difference. I think, I don't know. I'm just being honest here. I think initially when I first thought of like what the odds would be, I thought you'd be maybe like a minus 150 favorite. I thought because it would
Mhm.
be maybe a little bit closer, but minus 300, that's a big deal, man. Do you feel like people are starting to really recognize just how good you are?
Yeah, Oh, definitely. If you're on a 7 fight win streak in the bantamweight division, like you're good. The only guy above me is Marab, and he's the champion. It's funny that you say I'm plus 300 because I don't know. This is what makes people mad is when the odds are like that. You know they're gonna bet on Cheeto, and when all those guys lose their money, it's just gonna be the same thing. I'm sure with this whole Aldo thing, they're just gonna get online and attack me and or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, you're number 10 in the division right now. He's number 7. If you do go in there and beat him, obviously you're going to leapfrog him, but that positions you for another marquee fight, maybe one more win after this one. We could be talking about a title shot. Do you feel like a Henry Cejudo fight makes sense if you get this victory here over Chito Vera?
No, no, I think I'm done with Henry. Henry had his chance, so um, yeah, he things didn't go well for him in his last fight, and he should have took the fight with me if he wanted one. So yeah, I'm not looking for Henry. I'm looking at the top five, and I don't even know if Henry's in the top five. I don't think so, but I'm going to be looking at the top five after this one.
Okay, so the whole Cejudo beef, if there was a beef, that's behind you now. You're not even thinking about him.
No, that was just like a quick little thing, because he just said some things after the Aldo fight, and it's just I was thinking like, man, we live in the same city, I see you at these local fights and everything. I'm gonna run into you eventually, and I'm gonna say something, and that's what happened, and things didn't work out, and he ended up having the Song Yadong fight.
Song Yudong, that's someone that could be up next for you if you beat Chito Vera. He's above you in the rankings. How do you like that matchup for yourself?
I like that matchup. We've had one of our guys, Kyler Phillip, fought him way back in the day. Um, but I think my coach has an understanding of what he brings to the table, and we would prepare accordingly.
All right. Well, I'm excited for you, man. You get this victory. Obviously, you're already in the thick of things as it is, but really could be talking about maybe competing for a title down the line. Obviously, UFC 316, it's going to be in Newark, New Jersey, June the 7th. When do you actually leave, and who will be in your corner come fight night?
I will leave, I think that Tuesday, so I believe it's June 3rd. Um, and I'll be bringing my last John Crouch, Randy Stanky, and Yadi Mesa. And then also I'm going to bring Jose Delgado. I think he just made his debut earlier this year. A knockout, and he had a knockout in the Contender Series. So he'll be one of my training partners there as well.
Give me a couple title picks. The main event obviously is for the bantamweight title. Marab, O'Malley, who wins? How does it end?
I'm gonna go with O'Malley this time. I had him in his last fight, but I'm really hoping O'Malley prepared well and is feeling healthy. That's the thing getting to these fights. I hope he's healthy, and but um, he's gonna have to knock out Maram, and I think he can do it. But he's gonna have to knock out Maram.
Have you seen him at all around the gym? Has he been there at all?
I've seen him like about a month ago. He came and cornered one of the younger guys that's in the gym, and that was the only time. And he gave me some little pointers about for Cheeto and everything. And that was the last time I seen him.
Okay, very cool. And obviously, the co-main event is for the women's bantamweight title. Juliana Pena, Kayla Harrison. How do you see that fight going?
That's gonna be, I'm gonna go with Kayla on that one. I think she's just like a little bit bigger, and maybe she'll win the grappling exchanges and everything. So I'll go with her.
Let's wrap it up and put a bow on this fight with you and Chito Vera. Give me an official prediction, man. How does it end? How do you get your hand raised?
If it ends, I'm gonna say it could be the first or second round. If it's gonna be a finish, but if not, it could be a 3 round war. So I'm excited for either. I'll have my hand raised at the end of it.
And if you're healthy, Mario, tell me like what you hope is next for you as far as time frame goes when you look forward to, the rest of this year. Is it just one more fight, two more fights? Does it depend on the matchups and obviously, positioning of, where you're at in the division? Like what's your mindset as far as all that goes?
You know, I'm expecting like a pretty big win here. A finish over Cheeto. That definitely puts like a stamp on things. So I think I'll be more than deserving of the top five. And then hopefully someone's ready to go maybe at the end of the year. Um, and we'll squeeze in one more. I was trying to fight it earlier at the year, so maybe I can get like maybe three. Um, but I think one more at the end of the year will be good.
Very cool, man. Well, always appreciate your time. Fantastic interview as always. Before we do sign off, want to give you the floor. If you got anything you want to plug or just anyone you want to thank in general, the floor is yours.
I just want to thank my team, the MMA Lab, all my teammates from there, Radium Sports Agency, and just want to thank you for doing this interview with me as well.